Can you really edit videos in Canva? My name is Michelle, and I'm going to give you my hot take on Canva's latest feature. If you're excited, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I release weekly videos on web design, marketing, and content creation strategies. All right, we are going to dive into one of Canva's most recent features, which is video editing, and let's see if this is a solution that might work for you in your content creation. All right, so we are on our Canva dashboard, and I'm going to try and take you through a real life scenario of how you might use the video editing feature. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to navigate to this little video tab right here, and it's going to give us some options. We've got, regular video, which is your 1920 by 1080. You've got Facebook video. You've got video messages. So these are more templates. You could use any of these templates to sort of get you started, and maybe you want to create like a story on Instagram and have it filmed vertically. You could do that. But we are going to get started with this just first one. We're going to click create blank, and it will take us into the video editor. So the first things that you're going to see is you're going to see some templates pop up over on the left-hand side. You're going to see that you have the ability to have these, they're still calling them pages. They're more like scenes. You could also think of them as segments. I'll probably refer to them as segments throughout this video. So you can add multiple segments. And right now it's set to 5 seconds for this. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm not going to mess with any templates. Let's say that I was going to film a video and I wanted to edit it here in Canva. And so maybe I filmed this video on my phone. Maybe I have a digital camera that I use. One way or the other, I filmed it and I'm going to import that segment into this video template editor. So I already filmed something and I am going to use that. I put it in my uploads. So in my uploads, and you'll see a bunch of pictures there, you'll have to migrate to the videos tab. And I am going to use this clip. It's about 25 seconds. So I'm just going to click that. If I click it, I will pause that for just a moment. If I just click it, it will add it. If I drag it to the scene, then it will fill up the scene. We'll pause that for just a moment. I'll move that back here. I'll let you listen to it in just a moment. So when I add it, it created one segment. Now I could add multiple video clips if I wanted to. If I had several clips that I kind of wanted to stitch together, I could just click this button to add a page, and then I'd get a brand new scene that I could add. I could add something else I filmed. If I wanted to, I could go back to the templates, and maybe I wanted to do like an outro. I could, we'll just use this for now. I could pull that to the screen and then I could have graphics in the middle of it. For now though, I'm just going to get rid of this guy. So if I wanted to get rid of this, I'm going to click these 3 dots here and I am going to hit delete. So let's just take a look at this video and see what I might want to do to it. Hello, my name is Michelle and welcome to our little Canva experiment where we see if video editing in Canva is possible and if it's easy to do. We'll find out together. If you have any questions or thoughts, be sure to leave those in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video if you find anything helpful. Always love the support. So one thing that I might want to do is trim the ends a bit because, maybe it doesn't start right away and I want to get it going to the spot where I start talking. So I might choose to put it in at a second. And then maybe we move it in just a little bit. We'll see if I can find where I stop talking. And so let's just click back. So I can drag this little cursor here and we can hit play. Hello. And now it starts exactly when I start talking. There is a really weird thing that I do at the bottom. So let's take a look at how I might fix that. Helpful. Always. It looks like I'm pausing and struggling to find the words. And so maybe I want to trim that a bit. So what I want to do is find the exact spot. I can zoom in on my video, but I really want to zoom in on my timeline. So I'm going to click this tiny little button down here and I'm going to zoom in on my timeline to see if I can get an accurate spot of where I want to stop. Looked like that was a pretty good spot. we'll stop it at the 21. So the 21-second mark, I am going to right click this and I'm going to split the clip. So this is going to make 2 separate segments. And then I want to trim this. So I'm going to pull the edge of this just to trim it a tiny bit, and we'll see if we can lose some of that awkwardness. So I'm going to pull my cursor back and let's play this. Being helpful. Always love the support. I think I want to go a little bit more, so I'm going to drag it a little more. We'll play it again. Being helpful. Always love the support. It's better. It's not great, but you can start to get a sense of how to trim it and how to split it. Now, I am just going to start out saying that Canva has a very long way to go when it comes to video editing. They have made their first attempt at editing, and that's fine. I don't know that this is a solution that I would use to replace any video editing capabilities that are out there, because there's a lot to be desired. Like, for starters, my audio track and my video track are together. There's no way that I can separate the two. It just is what it is. It comes in as one unit. So I think that might be something down the road that would be good to explore if they had the ability to separate the two. The other things that I will point out is that you can't do any kind of color adjustments or correction. You can't do any audio corrections. So obviously the capabilities that are included in this video editor are pretty limited. But if you are just starting out and you need something to stitch together a video, this will probably work for you. Is it a long-term solution? I really don't think so. I think there's got to be a lot more improvements before we could turn to Canva and be like, oh yeah, I edit all my videos in Canva. So I'm going to keep going with a few more features, because I think, you know, what if we want to put text on our videos? You know, what does that look like? And what about audio? So you can actually add audio tracks. So let's do that one real quick. I'm going to come over here to this audio tab. I'll click that. And then I've got some options that I can use. I can search for audio. I could probably filter, you know, if I wanted to do the free versus the pro. I will say that I am using the pro version, which I find really helpful because I think there's just so many great things that are included with it. But if you're on the free tier, then you can just limit your search to free. You could do vocals versus instrumental. So maybe we want to do an instrumental. I will click that and then apply those filters, and let's see what comes up. Maybe just using this English breakfast sound, I'm going to pull this down. It looks like it is a pro. So when I pulled it down to my timeline, it inserted it where my cursor was here. And so maybe that's not something that I want. Maybe I want to push it towards the beginning. And so I will just pull this clip back. And now you can see that this track is throughout the entire length of the video. Let's play this and see what it sounds like. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our little Canva experiment where we see if video editing in Canva is possible and if it's easy to do. So the audio doesn't really pick up until the 20-second mark, so I might adjust that, and it was getting kind of loud. So maybe I just pull that. We'll pull this one back. So we're trimming the top portion of it. We're pulling it backward. And then if I want to adjust the volume, how might I do that? So I've got this selected. Let's click this volume tab, and it's at 100%. So let's maybe turn it down to 30. See if that sounds okay. I'll hit play. A little Canva experiment where we see if video editing in Canva is possible and if it's easy to do. So it's okay. I mean, it might be a little loud, but you have the ability to adjust the volume of your track. So if you wanted to do background music, you could definitely do that. So what if I want to add some animations or some text? Let's look at that. Let's start, maybe we'll start with text. We're just going to choose something random here. So I'm going to pull this text and I am going to put it on my video. First I'll zoom in a little bit, and then I will pull this to the video, and now it's on the clip. And let's say I could adjust it here. So one thing that you might see is that when you put an element, whether that's a graphic element or text, it will put it on the entire length of the segment, which is kind of annoying to me. I don't have the ability to adjust how long I want this object to be on the timeline. I don't have the ability to make adjustments to it separate from the video. So that's not really my favorite thing about this. So if I only want this text to be, let's say, the very first few seconds of the video, what could I do to fix that? I would have to choose where I want it to stop. I would need to right-click my timeline here, and then I would split it so that I could make a brand new segment. So now I have two segments. If I clicked on this one and I delete my little text, then it is now no longer part of this, and it's only part of this. So let's go back to the beginning and just play this really quick so that you can see. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our little Canva experiment. So it was a tiny little glitch, but I think it'll probably be smooth when you export it. The text now only shows up on the segment. So what if I wanted to add some animation to that text? I could definitely do that. I could click on this grouped text, and then I could go up to these three dots, and then I could say animate. And let's choose an animation. So the first 6 are free, and then we've got some pro versions here. So maybe I'll do the rise. So I'll choose that one. And then let's take a look and see what that looks like. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our little Canva experiment. So you can see that it animated when it was the beginning of the clip and towards the end of the clip. So let's take a look at what adding an animated graphic might look like as well. So I could come over to my Elements tab, and let's say I was going to choose some animated stars. We'll go with this one. We'll just put it on our canvas here, and we can take a look. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our little Canva experiment. So it's a little glitchy when I'm playing it back. I think that's just my computer telling me that it's tired, but I think it'll be smooth when we watch it towards the end. So for whatever element, whether that be text or graphic, you're going to have to split it into a new segment in order to get it to start and stop when you want it to. So not the smoothest process, but it is doable if you want to add text for specific lengths of time. So what about adding audio tracks for certain segments? We could do that too. Let's click on this purple bar again, and that'll bring up my audio. So I could trim this, and I could say this will be for the first segment, and then let's find a different audio track. We'll do Pretty People. Don't know what it sounds like, but we'll find out. So now I have a new audio track, and it's in a different color. So I would probably want to do the same thing that I did with the other one. I would want to turn the volume down. And then let's just see what this sort of looks like. And welcome to our little Canva experiment where we see if video... It's a little loud, but we're not going for perfection here. So just to show you that you could do multiple audio files if you wanted to. You can do text, you can do animation, and you can also do multiple video clips. So it is pretty limited in the scope of what it can do, but let's also take a look at one last thing. What happens if we have multiple clips that we want to transition through? We can actually add transitions through the pages or the segments, as I'm calling them. So I could click this little plus sign, and these are teeny tiny, but I have the ability to add a page here if I wanted to add in a different video clip, or I could add a transition. So I'm going to click add transition. That'll pull up my transitions on the side. So I've got a few options. I can dissolve, I can make it slide. So let's take a look at what that might look like. Dissolve is just kind of like a crossfade. A slide would be just moving from one scene to the other horizontally, and then a circle wipe, and then a line wipe. So you can actually get a little bit more detailed with it. So if I chose circle wipe, I have the ability to adjust the duration, and then I can choose whether I want it to go out or in. So maybe I like out better, so I would check that. And then I can make it happen quicker if I want it to. So we'll see what that looks like. I'll hit play again. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our Canva experiment where we see if... So not the smoothest, but we'll take a look at it when we export it. So what other options do we have to talk about? Let's take a look. I have the ability to download it. If I come to these three dots, I have an option to share the link to download. I could shoot it straight to my Facebook page. I could also create a shared link. Let's actually do the share link to watch. So we'll see what this might look like. So I could actually click this button because it's the main button. So share link to watch. And it says you can send a watch links to your friends, students, or colleagues. So maybe you're actually using this just to get a quick message to somebody and you just need to have them see the video and not really host it anywhere. Because if you're not going to host it on YouTube, or maybe you don't have a Vimeo account, it's kind of hard to you can't just send a video file that's like hundreds of megabytes. So maybe this is an easy way to watch it. So I'm going to copy this link and let's take a look and see what it looks like. So here is my video. Let's hit play. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our Canva experiment where we see if video editing in Canva is possible and if it's easy to do. So there was a little glitchy there, and I think that was from the circle wipe that I did. But if you're just sharing this video, then, this is easy enough to just send to somebody. So what other options do we have when it comes to creating videos in Canva? One other thing that I want to mention is that you can actually record yourself right in Canva if you find that easier. So maybe you don't have an external camera and maybe you just want to use the camera on your laptop, you can do that. So let's say I was going to add something to the end of this and then it already extended my audio. So let's see where I could go to do that. If I click the video tab, then you have the option here, this purple button, to record yourself. So I'm going to click this. I have the option to choose my microphone. I have the option to choose my camera. So all I would need to do is click the drop downs there and I could select the ones that I want. I also have the ability to record my screen if I wanted to. So maybe if I was making a tutorial, I could record my screen here, or I could just do camera only. If I'm doing camera only, then it's only going to capture me on the video here. So I could just hit record. It'll give me a countdown. I could say, hello, this is a test. We'll end the video right there. And then I can hit save and exit. And as you can see, it imported it right there. So it did do like a little lower third. I think there are ways that you can adjust that. Or if you wanted to just blow it up a little bit, you can fill the screen like that. And then we could always add another transition to that, like maybe a dissolve or something. We're not winning any awards with this video. It's just an example. So just showing you what you could do, and it will keep track of the number of segments that you have in here. So there's also another view that you could look at. So if I click this guy, then I can see these clips individually as pages. It's not in the timeline format, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I can always go back by clicking the close view. I could also add notes if I wanted to. So if I was in presenter view and I needed to talk through things, or if I needed to make notes while I was recording myself, I could do that. Just some extra tips there. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to export the video. I might make a little adjustment and I turn that back up to where it was, just so that we can see it if it works. Let's see how it looks when I download the video. So I'm going to do that now. We're going to do it in MP4 video file format. And yes, we're going to use all the video segments. So I will hit download. Okay, now that it's downloaded, let's take a look. All right, we're just going to play this in QuickTime and see what it looks like. Hello, my name is Michelle, and welcome to our Canva experiment where we see if video editing in Canva is possible and if it's easy to do. We'll find out together. If you have any questions or thoughts, be sure to leave those in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you find anything helpful. Always love the support. I could say hello, this is a test. So there you have it. Not the world's greatest video, but it did play pretty smoothly once I downloaded it and watched it not on Canva. I will say that this probably isn't going to replace your video editor anytime soon. It still has a little ways to go, in my opinion. It would be good in a pinch if you are new to video editing and you just need to make something and you want to add some text on it. That can be easy to do. Just got to remember to split things into segments to make sure that your text goes on and off when you want it to, as well as any graphic elements that you might want to add. I'd love to see some improvements on the timeline. If you made the elements independent from the video and were able to control them as their own sort of segment, kind of like the audio files are treated, I think that would go a long way. But if you're going to do any kind of serious video editing, you're not going to be able to, like I mentioned previously, adjust any colors or, really mix any sound. That's all high level stuff that's probably better suited for a program like Premiere Pro. But it will technically edit a video for you if you need to make one. My other concern would be the size of the videos could eat up your space. When you do have a Canva account, you are limited to a specific amount of cloud storage. So if you were making a ton of videos, my fear would be that it would eat that space up quite quickly. So that would be another thing to be mindful of. But if you're just doing one video here or there, maybe this will work for you. If you have any questions or if there wasn't something that I explained clearly, just let me know in the comments and I will answer your questions. There you have it. Let me know if you found this tutorial helpful. And if there's something specific that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments and I might film a video on it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.